Hello students, this is grade 9, this is class chapter 8, motion. In previous video class we have seen the graphical representation of motion, am I right? Yes. So what is graphical representation of motion, sir, and why do we need the graphical representation of motion? Okay, look at here. Theoretically we can find out what is speed, velocity and acceleration and so many things. Am I right? Even time factor also. Is it clear? Yes. Even numerically also we can find out the speed, velocity and acceleration, so many things. Suppose if the question is given in graphical method, what is that? Graphical method, can you find out the distance, displacement, then speed, velocity, acceleration? Yes, we can find out. So we can find out with the help of this graphical representation of motion. Is it clear? Okay, so graphically to find out speed, velocity and acceleration, we need the graphical representation of motion method. Is it clear? Yes. So in this graphical representation method, just two graph methods are there. Okay, just two graph methods are there. Okay, what are the graphs? The first one, a distance and time graph. What graph? Distance and time graph, that is first one. And second one, what is that? Yes, velocity time graph. Is it clear? What is that? Velocity time graph. In previous video class we have seen the distance time graph. Distance time graph complete. Is it clear? Yes. So once again you recall, so what are the things we have seen in a distance time graph? The distance time graph works under three conditions of the object motion. Yes. First one, what is that, sir? First one, when the object moves with uniform speed. When the object moves with uniform speed. And second one, when the object moves with non-uniform speed. Am I right? Yes. And third one, when the object is at rest. Is at rest. Okay, so here the distance time graph work, okay, which means employ under three conditions of the object motion. First one, when the object moves with uniform speed. Second one, when the object moves with non-uniform speed. And third one, when the object is at rest. Is it clear? Yes. And after that, so in distance time graph, what quantity, okay, we have calculated. Actually, the distance time graph which is used to find out what quantity, that is speed of the object. That is speed of the object, whether the object moves with uniform speed or non-uniform speed, whether the object is at rest. Is it clear? Yes, very simple, don't get confused. Next, in distance time graph, if the straight line is parallel to the, sorry, it's not a straight line, is parallel to the time axis. Okay, straight line is parallel to the time axis, which means x-axis. We can say the object is at rest. The object is at rest. Is it clear? Then after that, the straight line is inclined to the x-axis, which means time axis, like this. We can say the object is uniform speed. Uniform speed. Is it clear? Yes. Then after that last one we have seen, what is that? In distance time graph, if there is a curved path, okay, which means curved line, the object is a non-uniform speed. Okay, so these three questions are very, very important. These three questions are very, very important in distance time graph. So actually, the distance time graph which is used to measure what quantity? Speed of the object. Speed of the object. Is it clear? Yes, very simple. Suppose if we use displacement instead of distance, that is used to find out what is that? Velocity, because already we know velocity is equal to displacement divided by time. Displacement divided by time, that is velocity. So if instead of displacement, if we use a displacement, which means displacement time graph, that is used to find out what is that? Velocity of the object. Actually, that graph is not given in our NCERT book. That is not a question. Okay, you don't get confusion, you don't worry. Is it clear? Yes. I am telling some extra thing for you. Okay. Yes. Next we will see what is that? That is velocity time graph. What graph? Velocity time graph. Okay. So the distance time graph is used to find out speed of the object. Then what about the velocity time graph? Velocity divided by time is equal to what? Acceleration. Very good. So the velocity time graph which is used to find out the velocity of the object. What quantity? Acceleration for that. Acceleration of the object. Okay, I repeat again. the velocity time graph which is used to find out acceleration of the object during particular interval of time. Is it clear? What quantity? Acceleration. See, the distance time graph is used to find out speed of the object, whereas the velocity time graph which is used to find out acceleration of the object. Is it clear? Yes. So before starting that, the velocity time graph, I'll give some important information for you. So what is that information, sir, you ask me? See here, most of the time here, velocity and speed considered as same thing. Note this point here in velocity time graph, not only velocity time graph, okay, most of the things, okay, most of the times, speed and velocity considered as same thing. Why, sir? So speed is different from velocity. Alright, and how can we consider both are same? Yes. See, most of the time we can use the word velocity. So whenever we use the word velocity, we must say the direction, because speed plus direction, that is velocity. Okay. Actually, that is inconvenient. Is it clear? That is inconvenient. So due to which we can consider that is speed. That is speed. Okay. Note this point, very important. So most of the time, so we will consider speed and velocity both are same thing, both are same quantity, so don't get confusion. Is it clear? That is for our convenience. So this velocity time graph is also known as what? Yes, obviously speed time graph. Don't get confusion, very easy. See, is it clear? So velocity time graph is also known as speed time graph because most of the time we consider speed and velocity both are same thing. Is it clear? Both are same thing. Okay? Yes. So let's get started. Okay, what is today's topic? That is velocity time graph. Is it clear? Yes, velocity time graph. I'll write the topic. You look at here. Today's topic: velocity time graph. Yes, velocity time graph. Okay, so I'll run that. I need some space. Yes. See, actually, already we know the velocity time graph is used to find out acceleration of the object. What is that? Acceleration of the object. Is it clear? Yes. So this velocity time graph works under few conditions of the object. Under few conditions of the object. So what are the conditions, sir? You may ask me. What are the conditions, sir? First condition. Actually, 5 conditions are there. How many conditions? 5 conditions are there. Likewise, distance time graph. Okay, in distance graph, actually there are 3 conditions are there. But in velocity time graph, totally 5 conditions of motion of the objects there. Is it clear? Yes. What is first one, sir? First one, when an object velocity, which means speed changes at uniform rate. What is that? When an object velocity or speed changes at uniform rate. And second one, when an object velocity or speed changes non-uniform rate. And third one, so when the velocity of the object remains constant. That is third one. And fourth one, when the velocity of the object decreases. Note this point, decreases at uniform rate. Okay. Then fifth one, last one, when an object velocity decreases at a non-uniform rate. That's all. Is it clear? So velocity time graph work under 5 condition of the motion of the object. Okay. What are that? I'll write here one by one. You look at here. Okay. Yes. First one. The first one, what is that? When an object velocity changes at uniform rate. Yes. First, when an object velocity changes at uniform rate. Okay, here change means nothing but actually velocity increases. Okay, yes. And second one, when an object velocity changes at non-uniform rate. What is that? Non-uniform rate. And third one, what is that? So when velocity of the object remains constant. What is that? Remains constant. that is the third one. Fourth one, what is that, sir? So when an object velocity decreases at uniform rate. At uniform rate. And final one, when an object velocity decreases at non-uniform rate. Decreases at non-uniform rate. Okay, you write down with all things in your class document. It's very, very important. Okay, so look at here. So this velocity time graph is used to find out what is that acceleration of the object. Okay, as well as with the help of this velocity time graph, you can find out displacement also. Okay, the magnitude of displacement also. Okay, yes. So with the help of velocity time graph, what are the things we can find out? First one, acceleration of the object, and second one, magnitude of the displacement, which means displacement of the object. Okay, yes. So this velocity time graph works under few conditions of the object. Under few conditions of the object. First one, when an object velocity changes at uniform rate. And second one, when an object velocity changes at non-uniform rate. And third one, when the velocity of the object remains constant. Velocity of the object remains constant. Is it clear? Yes. And last one, when an object velocity decreases at uniform rate. And fifth one, when an object velocity decreases at non-uniform rate. Is it clear? Yes, here, instead of this velocity, we can use the word speed. Because the velocity time graph is also known as speed and time graph. What is that? The velocity time graph is also known as speed time graph, because here we are going to consider speed and velocity both are same thing. Is it clear? It's very, very important point. So we can say when an object speed changes, or otherwise we can say velocity changes at non-uniform rate, like that. So the velocity time graph is also known as speed time graph. Is it clear? Yes. So under those conditions, the velocity time graph work. Is it clear? It's very simple. We will see one by one. Is it clear? We will see one by one. First, we will start with first one. When an object velocity changes at uniform rate. What is that? When an object velocity changes at uniform rate. First, we will take that. Okay? Yes. So I love that. I need some space. First condition, what is that? The velocity time graph. Here I write velocity time graph. First one, what is that? First condition, what is that? When an object velocity changes at uniform rate. Yes. First one, when an object velocity or speed changes at uniform rate. What is that? Uniform rate. This is first one. Okay, so in velocity time graph, the object works under first condition. What is that? So the object changes under first condition. So when an object velocity or speed changes at uniform rate, what is that meaning, sir? Which means uniform velocity. What is that? That is uniform velocity. Very easy, don't get confused. So that is called uniform velocity. So what is uniform velocity, sir? What is uniform velocity, sir? Uniform velocity means nothing but when an object velocity increases, am I right? Yes, or changes. When an object velocity increases by equal amounts in equal interval of time, that is called uniform velocity. Am I right? Yes. So now we are going to use that term. Okay, so this is what is that? Uniform velocity here. Velocity of the object changes uniformly. That is called uniform velocity. Already we know very well. Am I right? Yes. So what is uniform velocity? So when velocity of the object changes or increases, we can say both. So when the velocity of the object changes equal amounts in equal interval of time, that is called uniform velocity. Am I right? Yes. We will start with an example. Okay. What is that? We will start with an example. What is uniform velocity? Okay. Yes. So as usual, consider the object like that. Is it clear? Yes. Consider the object, which means car. We consider a car. Initially the car is at rest. Yes. Initially the car is at rest. So what is the initial velocity of the car? Initial velocity of the car? 0. So initial velocity of the car 0. Okay. First consider car. Initially the car is at rest. Initial velocity of the car 0. Okay. Yes. So consider this is point A. So at point A the object is at rest. This point A, at point A the car is at rest. So initial velocity, yes, 0. Initial velocity of the object 0 and time 0 second. 0 second. Is it clear? Yes. Next one, the car starts moving. The car starts moving. Gradually the car speed increases, which means velocity increases. Is it clear? Yes. Next 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Next 10 seconds. Okay, next 10 seconds after starting from the initial position, which means at rest, next 10 seconds, the velocity of the car changes to 10 meters per second. Consider 10 meters per second. Initially car velocity is 0 and after 10 seconds the car velocity, how much? Car attains velocity 10 meters per second. Is it clear? There is change in velocity. How much? 10 minus 0? 10. So in 10 seconds, the velocity of the object changes to 10 meters per second. Alright, yes. So consider this is point B. The object comes to point B. Next one, in next 10 seconds, the car attains a velocity of 20 meters per second. How much? 20 meters per second. Is it clear? Yes. So here the velocity of the object changes from 10 meters per second to 20 meters per second. Well, how much velocity changes here? Yes, obviously 10 meters per second. This is initial, so this is final and this is initial. So 20 minus 10 is equal to 10 meters per second. So here there will be 20 because it's next 10 seconds. Okay. So in next 10 seconds the velocity of the object changes to 10 meters per second. Okay. Yes. Next the car comes to position C. Position C here. In next 10 seconds, same. In next 10 seconds, which means 30 seconds. In next 10 seconds, the velocity of the object changes to 30 meters per second. How much? 30 meters per second. Here, how much velocity of the object changes here? At point C, velocity of the object 20 meters per second. Now the car comes to point D. Now point D. At point D, the velocity of the car 30 meters per second. How much? 30 meters per second. So 30 minus 20 is equal to 10 meters per second. 10 meters per second. Is it clear? Yes. In next 10 seconds, because I already thought very clearly about that. Is it clear? You just remember that. Okay. From the point D, in next 10 seconds, which means 40 seconds, in next 10 seconds, the velocity of the car changes from 30 meters per second to 40 meters per second. How much? 40 meters per second. Is it clear? Here there is a change in velocity. How much? 40 minus 30 is equal to 10 meters per second. 10 meters per second. Is it clear? What is the time factor? Time 10 minus 0, 10 second, and 20 second minus 10 second, 20 second, 30 minus 10 second, 30 second minus 20 second, 10 second, then 40 second minus 30 second, 10 second. Is it clear? Very simple. See, look at here. Here, the velocity of the car increases. Look at here. Or changes. We can say or changes. So, the velocity of the car changes by equal amounts in equal interval of time. So, whenever velocity of the object changes in equal amounts, okay, in equal interval of time, we can say here the velocity of the car. What is that? Uniform velocity. Okay, it means the object moves at uniform velocity. Is it clear? It's very simple, don't get confusion. So here, velocity of the car car changes by equal amounts in equal interval of time. Look at here. In 10 seconds, velocity of the object changes to 10 meters per second. Next 10 seconds, next 10 meters per second. Next 10 seconds, next 10 meters per second. Next 10 seconds, 10 meters per second. So here velocity of the car changes by equal amounts in equal interval of time. So we can say the object moves with a uniform velocity. And is that uniform velocity? Note this point. Uniform velocity, very easy one. Is it clear? Yes. So with help of this information, make a table column, because we need to draw graph. Okay, is it clear? Yes. To make a graph, okay, to draw a graph, we need the data. Okay, graph data. So with the help of this information, so make a data table. Is it clear? Yes. So here time we have taken in seconds. Yes. Seconds, and velocity meters per second. Velocity in meters per second. Okay, so make a table column like this. Yes. At 0 second, the velocity of the car 0. 0 second, velocity of the car 0 meters per second. Then 10 second. Already we have mentioned in seconds here. Times unit here, even velocity unit here. Okay, no need to mention here. Okay. Then 10 second, velocity 10 meters per second. And 20 meters per second. Then 30 meters per second. 40, yes, obviously 40 meters per second. Is it clear? So this is the data to draw graph. Okay, yes. So next I am going to make a plotted graph with the help of this data. Okay, yes. Look at here. Yes. Okay, we always take a time quantity, okay, time measurements along the x-axis. Along x-axis. Why? Because time is constant. Okay, yes. So time in seconds along with x-axis. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. Is it clear? Yes. Here, so along y-axis, we always taken what quantity? That is velocity. Velocity in meters per second. Okay, so velocity is taken along a y-axis. Okay, along y-axis. This is y-axis. Okay, so 0. Then mention 10, 20, 30, and 40. Okay, because the x-axis rate how much? 10. That increases 10, 20 like that. So y-axis also that is 10, 20 like this. Here 10, 20, 30 and 40 and 40. Is it clear? Yes. Then so make a plot the graph. At 0 second, the displacement covered by the object 0. Yes, here 0 is here. Right. Next 10 second. First 10 second, 10 is here. The velocity of the object how much? Yes, 10 meters per second here. Next 20 second, velocity 20 meters per second here. Then 30 seconds, the velocity of the object 30 meters per second like this. Yes. Then 40 seconds, velocity of the object 40 meters per second. Yes, 40 meters per second. Is it clear? It's very easy one. So now connect the all points. Now connect the all points which is mentioned in velocity time graph. Okay, just like this. Yes. So here, this velocity time graph shows only straight line. Am I right? Yes, that is straight line. So in velocity time graph, note this point. In velocity time graph, whenever that graph shows straight line, the graph shows straight line. Here, velocity of the object is uniform. Velocity of the object is uniform. Note this point, very, very important. So in velocity time graph, if the straight line is inclined, look at here, the straight line is inclined to the time axis. This is time axis. Alright, it means x-axis. We can say the object is at uniform velocity. This is very important point. Keep that in your mind. Whenever in the velocity time graph, the straight line is inclined. Look at here, the straight line. The straight line is inclined to the time axis, which means x-axis. We can say the object is at uniform velocity. What is that? Uniform velocity is very important. One more question. Keep it in your mind. Okay. So this straight line, this is inclined to this time axis. We can say the object is at uniform velocity. That's all. Is there any doubt? No doubt. So already we know with the help of this velocity time graph, we can find out what quantity? Acceleration of the object. Am I right? Acceleration of the object. Yes. So now we will consider any 2 points from this velocity time graph. Consider any 2 points. Okay. Yes, I am going to consider this point and that point. This one. So consider this is A and this is point B. This point A and point B. Point A and point B. Is it clear? Yes. Point A and point B. Next, from the point A, look at here. From the point A, draw a line which is parallel to the time axis. This is y-axis. Sorry, y-axis. This is y-axis. So draw a line parallel to the y-axis like this. Yes. Yes, I'm right. Yes. Next, from the point A, draw a line which is parallel to the time axis, which means x-axis like this. Yes, like this. This line parallel to the time axis. Yes. Next, from the point B, this is point B. From the point B, draw a line which is parallel to the y-axis. This is y-axis, and draw a line like this. Draw a line like this. Am I right? Yes. Next one, from the point B, draw a line which is parallel to the time axis, which means x-axis like this. Yes. Then extend this line A. Look at here. Consider this point. Look at here. This point A and point B meet at a point. This is point C here. Here. Is it clear? Yes. Look at here. This point A and point B and point C, which make a slope. Am I right? Yes. Like this. Which make a slope. Can you see this clearly? Yes. Which make a slope. In velocity time graph, the slope of the object is, what is that? Acceleration. Don't get confusion. Very simple. In velocity time graph, this is velocity time graph. In velocity time graph, the slope of the object, this is slope. The slope of the object actually, which is, what is that? Acceleration of the object. Do you think that is possible? Yes, of course that is possible. This is acceleration of the object. Look at here, what is acceleration? What is acceleration? Final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. That is acceleration. Am I right? Yes. So v minus u divided by t, that is acceleration. Look at here. Here which is final velocity, which is initial velocity. So in x-axis, that has taken along velocity is taken along y-axis. Velocity is taken along y-axis. So this is velocity. Alright, here this is initial velocity, final velocity. 30 meters per second, that is final velocity. Then this is 20 meters per second, that is initial velocity. Alright, so this is v and this is u. V is a final velocity, u is a initial velocity. Alright, yes. Then what is the time factor? If you look at here, this is time factor 2. Which means time interval 2. This is time interval 1. This is T2 and this is T1. Because this is larger quantity, this is smaller quantity, we always minus from larger quantity to smaller quantity. That is common thing. Okay? Yes. So, already we know what is that? A that is equal to B minus U divided by T. Okay, which means what is that? That is acceleration. Alright. So here acceleration which is equal to, this velocity. AB is a velocity. Alright, so look at here. AB is a velocity. So this terms along with y-axis. So, AB divided by, then time factor, this is time factor. AC is the time factor. AC is a time factor, which is parallel to time axis. Alright, look at here, which is parallel to time axis. So, acceleration A, which is equal to AB, which is what is that? AB is the velocity of the object and divided by AC. AC is a time factor. So already we know acceleration is equal to velocity divided by time. Okay, so here in velocity time graph, the slope of the object is, what is that? Acceleration. Very, very important one more question. In velocity time graph, the slope of the object is, what is that? Acceleration of the object. Is it clear? Yes. So acceleration is equal to AB divided by AC. Am I right? Yes. Of course it is right. Okay. Yes. Now we will find out the acceleration value. What is that? Acceleration value is very, very interesting one. Look at here. So acceleration, what is that? Acceleration is equal to final velocity minus initial velocity divided by t. That is acceleration. So acceleration A is equal to final velocity minus initial velocity divided by t. Which means the time factor. Final velocity minus initial velocity divided by t. That is divided by time, that is equal to acceleration. Alright. Yes. Here, what is final velocity? Final velocity 30 meters per second. Alright. Yes. 30 meters per second. And initial velocity 20 meters per second. That is initial velocity 20 meters per second. And time we have 2 point t2 minus t1. Alright. t2 minus t1. So what is the time factor, sir? t2 value 30 meters per second. And t1 value 20 meters per second. So 30 minus 20 is equal to 10 meters per second. 10 meters per second. So time factor, this means time value 10 meters per second. Is it clear? Remaining right? Now substitute this all value in acceleration formula. So A which is equal to, what is final velocity? Final velocity 30 meters per second. So 30 meters per second minus 20 meters per second divided by, because initial velocity 20 meters per divided by time 10 meters per second. 10 meters per second. It is equal to 30 meters per second minus 20 meters per second is equal to 10 meters per second. 10 meters per second divided by 10 meters per second. Sorry, 10 seconds. Time 10 seconds. Sorry for that. Time 10 seconds. Sorry. 10 seconds. Here 10 seconds. Am I right? Yes. So 10 divided by 10 is equal to 1. Am I right? 10 is equal to 1. So what is acceleration, sir? Remaining right here. So acceleration is equal to what is that? Is equal to 1. Am I right? So 1 meters per second square. Acceleration of the object how much? 1 meters per second square. Okay, so look at here. During the time interval of, so look at here, during the time interval of 20 second and 30 second, what is the acceleration of the object? Acceleration of the object is 1 meters per second square. How much? 1 meters per second square. So that is called velocity time graph. So this velocity time graph, which is used to find out acceleration of the object during particular interval of time. During particular interval of time. So here, during the time interval of 20 second and 30 second, the velocity of the object is 1 meters per second square. How much? 1 meters per second square. Yes, that's all. This is velocity time graph. Is it clear? Yes. So already I said, with the help of velocity time graph, we can find out two things, two quantities. First one, acceleration, and second one, magnitude of the displacement. Is it clear? What is that? Magnitude of the displacement. Okay, yes. So now we have found what is that? Acceleration. Next we will find out what is that? Yes, displacement. Okay, yes, let's get started. So to find out that I need this area. So I am going to rub that. You note down these all things in your classroom. Okay? Because I need space, I don't have space. That is fully occupied. Look at here. So how can we calculate, sir? How can we calculate the magnitude, sir? Magnitude of displacement, sir? Yes, we can calculate. Magnitude of the displacement. Is it clear? What is the magnitude of the displacement? It's very, very easy one. Look at here. Sir, during the particular interval of time, which means during 20 second and 30 second time interval, the acceleration of the object is 1 meters per second square. Okay, so what is the displacement covered by the object? On this point, displacement covered by the object, or otherwise we can say the area covered by the object during the particular interval of 20 second and 30 second. Right, here we have found the velocity acceleration during the particular interval of time. How much? 20 second and 30 second. So what is a displacement covered by the object during the particular interval of time, that is 20 second and 30 second? Actually this area fully, am I right? Yes, this area fully, that is displacement covered by the object during the time interval of 20 second and 30 second. Is it clear? Very simple. Look at here, I am telling again and again. So here velocity of the object is 1 meters per second square. Actually between what interval of time? At the interval of 20 second and 30 second, the velocity of the object, acceleration of the object 1 meters per second square. 1 meters per second square. Okay, so with the help of this velocity time graph, also we can find out what is the magnitude of the displacement. Is it clear? Here, what is the magnitude of the displacement covered by the object in particular interval of time? Okay, which means during 20 second and 30 second, this area fully. So this area fully, this is displacement covered by the object during the time interval of 20 second and 30 second. Is it clear? During 20 second and 30 second, the displacement covered by the object, this fully. Okay, which means the enclosed area, this all enclosed area, I am going to start that, you look at here. This area fully. This area fully, actually that is displacement covered by the object, or otherwise we can say area covered by the object during the time interval of 20 second and 30 second. That is the shadowed position, the enclosed position in velocity time graph, that is magnitude of the displacement. Note this point. So the enclosed area in velocity time graph, that is magnitude of the displacement. What is that? Magnitude of the displacement. Is it clear? Yes. Now we find out that magnitude of the displacement during the interval of 20 second and 30 second. Is it clear? Yes. Now find out the magnitude, which means displacement of the magnitude. So here we can otherwise we can say that is the area. Okay. Yes, displacement or otherwise we can say area. It is displacement. Yes, it is equal to, look at here. So already we know this enclosed area, that is displacement covered by the object. Alright, this enclosed area, that is displacement covered by the object during the time interval of 20 second and 30 second. Look at here. So there is two measurements. Okay, look at here. There are two measurements. What are measurements, sir? That is equal to one triangle. Can you see clearly? One triangle and one rectangle. Alright, so this is rectangle. This is rectangle. This is rectangle and this is triangle. Okay, I am going to give name. This is A, B, C, and this is D, and this one E. This one E. Look at here. A, B, C, D, E. Is it clear? So this area, which means the displacement covered by the object during the time interval of 20 second and 30 second, it is equal to one triangle A, B, C and one rectangle A, C, E, ED. AC, ED. Is it clear? So if we find out this both quantity area, we can find out the displacement covered by the object during the particular interval of 20 second and 30 second. Yes, of course, correct. So displacement or area covered by the object during 20 second, 30 second is equal to, what is that? Area of triangle. Area of triangle, what is that? Triangle ABC. Triangle ABC plus then area of rectangle. Area of this rectangle. Area of rectangle, what is that? ACED. This ACED, that is area of rectangle. Am I right? Yes. Plus area of rectangle. Rectangle, what is that? ACED. Is it clear? Yes. So already we know what is the area of triangle formula. area of triangle? Half BH. That is area of triangle. Then what is the area of rectangle? L into B. L into B, that is area of rectangle. Am I right? Yes. So area of triangle, what is that? Half BH. Look at here, this mathematical formula. Area of triangle. Look at here, triangle is here, rectangle is here. So area of triangle, that is equal to half BH. B into H plus, that is plus symbol, because this two quantity enclosed area, that is magnitude of the displacement. Am I right? Yes. So half BH plus area of rectangle formula, L into B. L into B. That's all. Now you substitute this R value. Finally, we can calculate magnitude of the displacement value. That's a very easy one. So here 1 by 2. Here what is it? Area. First one, area of rectangle. Consider your rectangle. This one. Consider the rectangle ABC. Only ABC. Okay. Here which is base and which is height. Which is base and which is height. Only in rectangle which is base and which is height. AC is a base and BC is a height. Alright, AC is a base and BC is a height. So base is equal to what is that? Base that is equal to AC into height BC plus, then now come to this one. Now come to rectangle, area of rectangle. Okay, this area of rectangle formula L into B. Alright. So this is rectangle. In rectangle, which is length and which is breadth. Which is length and which is breadth. Look at here, this is rectangle. Alright, this is rectangle. So here which is length, so this is length. Yes, AD that is length. Alright, AD that is length. So L is equal to AD into breadth. What is breadth? B. Look at here. This is 1. Am I right? It's a breadth. DE that is breadth. Am I right? DE that is breadth. Okay. DE. Is it clear? Yes. So half. Next, what is AC value, sir? Which is AC? AC. So this is AC. Am I right? Rectangular base, that is AC. This is AC. So AC which is parallel to DE. Am I right? AC that is parallel to DC. So both values are same. Both values are same because AC parallel to DE, DE parallel to AC, both are same. If it is 2 cm, that will be 2 cm. If it is 5 cm, that should be 5 cm. That's all. Am I right? Yes. So AC is parallel to DE. So if DE value is how much? 10 seconds. Because 30 seconds is here and 20 seconds is here. So 30 minus 20 seconds is equal to 10 seconds. Am I right? So what is this AC value? AC value is it is equal to 10 seconds. Yes, it is equal to 10 seconds into. Okay, what is the BC value? What is BC value? Here, which is BC? Look at here. This is BC. Am I right? So this is BC. This part is BC in triangle. So this part is equal to this here because this part BC and this part both are parallel to each other. Can you see clearly? Yes, obviously both are parallel to each other. Am I right? So this BC which is parallel to this one. Which one? This final velocity minus initial velocity. Is it clear? Yes. So this is final velocity, this is initial velocity. So final velocity minus initial velocity, that is equal to change in velocity. So final velocity 30 meters per second, initial velocity 20 meters per second. So 30 minus 20 is equal to 10 meters per second. Is it clear? Very, very important. This is just a common thing. Just a common thing. Don't get confusion. Okay. So the BC is equal to what is that? 10 meters per second because this side is parallel to that side. So final velocity 30 meters per second, initial velocity 20 meters per second. So 30 meters per second minus 20 meters per second is equal to 10 meters per second. So BC value 10 meters per second. How much? 10 meters per second. Okay. Yes. Then plus symbol. Now come to AD value. So what is AD, sir? What is AD, sir? This part is AD. So this part, which means the height of the length of a rectangle, that is AD. Am I right? So this is rectangle, this is length of a rectangle AD, that is AD. So what is the AD value, sir, here? AD value, look at here, this is A and this is D. This AD is parallel to this one, velocity axis. Am I right? Look at here, this is AD which is parallel to velocity area. Look at here, so final velocity how much here? Final velocity 20 and initial velocity corresponding 0. Alright, look at here. This AD is parallel to this one. This AD which is parallel to this side. So look at here. So this A corresponding in velocity axis, that is 20 meters per second, that is final velocity, and D corresponding y axis 0. So final velocity minus initial velocity is equal to change in velocity. How much change in velocity? 20 meters per second minus 0 is equal to 20 meters per second. So AD value how much? 20 meters per second. 20 meters per second is equal to length of a rectangle. Am I right? Then into DE. What is that? DE. What is DE, sir? Actually, this is breadth of a rectangle. Am I right? Breadth of a rectangle. So, what is the value? What is the value? Actually, that is time interval. Okay, we have two interval of time, that is T2 minus T1. Okay, we always minus from larger number to smaller number. So, T2 is a larger number and T1 is a smaller number. So, 30 seconds minus 20 seconds is equal to 10 seconds. Yes, DE value 10 seconds. Is it clear? Yes. Look at here. Second cancel. Then here second cancel. Am I right? So remaining you have half into 10 into 10 meter. How much? 10 into 10 is equal to 100 meters. Plus then 20 meter into 10. Okay, which means 20 into 10 is equal to how much? 200. 200 meter. Is it clear? So remaining, so half. 10 meters plus 20 meter is equal to, 10 meter plus 200 meter is 100 meter plus 200 meter is equal to 300 meter. 300 meter. So half into 300 is equal to 150 meter. So what is the magnitude of the displacement? That is equal to 150 meter. That's 150 meter. So look at here. So during the time interval of 20 second and 30 second, the displacement covered by the object, that is 150 meters. Is it clear how much? 150 meter. So this area enclosed by this distance velocity time graph, that is equal to what is that? The displacement covered by the object. So during the time interval of 20 second and 30 second, the displacement covered by the object, which is equal to the area enclosed. Okay, so that is equal to 150 meter. Is it clear? Yes, very easy one. So with the help of this velocity time graph, we can find out acceleration of the object as well as what is that? This magnitude of the displacement, which means displacement covered by the object. So during the time interval of 20 second and 30 second, the acceleration of the object, that is 1 meters per second square. That is acceleration. But what is the magnitude of the object? Which means displacement covered by the object during the time interval of 20 second, 30 second. That is equal to 150 meters. How much? 150 meters. So that's all. Is there any doubts? No doubt. So finally, let's come to the conclusion. What is the conclusion? So in velocity time graph, if the straight line is inclined, look at here, this is straight line. The straight line is inclined to the time axis, which means x-axis. We can say the object is at uniform velocity. What is that? Uniform velocity. Is it clear? Yes. So with the help of the velocity time graph, we can find out acceleration of the object during particular interval of time, as well as we can find out the displacement covered by the object. Okay, which means magnitude of the object, magnitude of the displacement during the particular interval of time. Is it clear? Yes. Okay, very easy. Yes, second condition. So what is second condition? So when a velocity of the object, okay, so when an object velocity changes with non-uniform rate, actually, is it clear? So when an object velocity changes at non-uniform rate, that is second condition. So in velocity time graph, okay. Yes, second one, what is that? So when an object velocity or speed, we can say that speed changes at non-uniform rate. So this is second condition. So in velocity time graph, that is, so when an object velocity or speed changes at non-uniform rate. What is non-uniform rate, sir? Actually, that is what is the non-uniform velocity. Is it clear? Non-uniform velocity. So whenever velocity of the object changes by unequal, okay, unequal amounts in equal interval of time, that is called, what is that? Non-uniform velocity. It's already we have seen clearly in previous video class. Is it clear? So what is non-uniform velocity? So whenever velocity of the object changes by unequal amounts, what is that? Unequal amounts in equal interval of time, we can say the object is at non-uniform velocity. Is that clear? Yes. So let's start with an example. So consider a car. Consider a car. Initially the car is at rest. Initially the car is at rest. So what is the initial velocity of the car? Initial velocity of the car obviously 0 because the car is at rest. So initial velocity 0. Is it clear? Yes. Consider point A. This is point A. The point at point A the object is at rest. Okay, this point A the object is at rest. So what is the initial velocity of the car? That is 0 meters per second, and time also 0 second. Time also how much? 0 second. Is it clear? Yes. So from the point A, the car starts moving. From the point A, which means initially at 0 position, the car starts moving. So gradually the car speed increases, which means what is here? Here velocity of the car increases. Is it clear? Yes. In first 10 seconds, the velocity of the car changes to 1 meters per second. How much? 1 meters per second. Look at here. Initially the car velocity was 0 meters per second when the car is at rest. Is it clear? Then after 10 seconds, which means first 10 seconds, the car velocity changes to 1 meters per second. How much time? Time factor how much? So within 10 seconds, the velocity of the car changes from 0 meters per second into 1 meters per second. So here, what is the change in velocity? What is change in velocity? 1 meters per second minus 0 meters per second is equal to 1 meters per second. And time factor? 10 seconds minus 0 seconds is equal to 10 seconds. So within 10 seconds, look at here. So within 10 seconds, the velocity of the car changes from 0 meters per second into 1 meters per second. How much change in velocity? 1 meters per second. Is it clear? Yes. Now consider the car comes to position B. This is position B. Now the car comes to position B. Is it clear? Yes. From the point B, look at here. From the point B, in next 10 seconds. In next 10 seconds, so already 10 seconds is there, and next 10 seconds, 20 seconds. In next 10 seconds, the velocity of the car changes to 3 meters per second. How much? 3 meters per second. Is it clear? Yes, from the point B. Here which is initial velocity and which is final velocity. B is the initial velocity and C is the final velocity. So change in velocity is equal to final velocity minus initial velocity. Am I right? So 3 meters per second that is final velocity, 1 meters per second that is initial velocity. So 3 meters per second minus 1 meters per second is equal to 2 meters per second. 2 meters per second. So here 20 seconds and minus 10 seconds is equal to 10 seconds. So it means the time interval of 10 seconds, which means next 10 seconds, the velocity of the object changes how much rate? 2 meters per second. How much? 2 meters per second. Is it clear? Yes. Now the car comes to position C. This is position C. Is it clear? Yes. From the position C, which means from the point C, in next 10 seconds, the velocity of the car changes to 6 meters per second. How much? 6 meters per second. From what velocity? From 3 meters per second into 6 meters per second within 10 seconds. Time factor 10 seconds. Is it clear? Yes. Here which is initial velocity, which is final velocity. Because the car velocity changes from C, from the point C. So this is considered as initial velocity and goes to point D. This is point D. The point is the final velocity. So final velocity minus initial velocity, which is equal to change in velocity. So 6 meters per second minus 3 meters per second, which is equal to 3 meters per second. 3 meters per second. So at the time interval of 10 seconds, the velocity of the object changes at the rate of how much? 3 meters per second. How much? 3 meters per second. So now the car comes to position D here. So from the position D, look at here, from the position D in next 10 seconds, which means 40 seconds. In next 10 seconds, the velocity of the object changes to maybe 10 meters per second. How much? 10 meters per second. Here, now the car comes to position E. Position E. So velocity of the car changes from position D to E. Is it clear? Here, which is initial velocity, which is final velocity. So 10 is the final velocity and 6 is the initial velocity. So 10 meters per second minus 6 meters per second is equal to 4 meters per second. So at the interval of 10 seconds, which means last 10 seconds, the velocity of the object changes at the rate of 4 meters per second. How much? 4 meters per second. Is it clear? Look at here. Here, velocity of the car changes by unequal amount in equal interval of time. Am I right? Look at here, time factor same. In all the situation, the time factor same, but velocity of the objects not equal, that is unequal. Look at here, in first 10 seconds, the velocity of the object changes at the rate of 1 meters per second, just 1 meter per second. Next 10 seconds, the velocity of the object changes to 2 meters per second, and third 10 minutes 3 meters per second, and final 10 seconds it is 4 meters per second. Is it clear? Yes. But time same, time never change, time is constant. But the velocity of the object changes by unequal amounts in equal interval of time. So we can say the object is at non-uniform velocity. Is it clear? It's very, very important to get confusion. So look at here, time same, but velocity of the object changes and what quantity, that is that is non-uniform rate. Okay, so this is an example for non-uniform velocity. What is that? Non-uniform velocity. Look at here. Is there any doubt? No doubt. So with the help of this information, I am going to make a graphical data. Okay? Time in seconds, and the velocity in meters per second. Velocity in meters per second. Is it clear? Yes. So at 0 second, okay, at 0 second, what is the display? What is velocity of the object? 0 meters per second. 0 meters per second. So already meters per second is there. Even time unit is there, so no need to put inside the cable column. Okay. Then 0 time, the velocity 0. Then 10 second, the velocity 1 meters per second. So 1. Then 20 seconds, 3 meters per second. So 3. Then 30, this is equal to how much? 6 meters per second. Then 40, how much? 40, 10 meters per second. 10 meters per second. Is it clear? Yes. So with the help of this graphical data, I am going to make a graph. Okay, listen here. So this is x-axis and this is y-axis. So time is taken along the x-axis because time is always constant. That's the reason why we always take time in along x-axis. Okay. So time in seconds. Then velocity in meters per second. Velocity in meters per second. Is it clear? Yes. Mention this all data here. 0, 10, 20, 30, and 40. Yes. Then in y-axis, so 1 minute is equal to 1 meters per second. Okay, yes. At time 0, which means 0 second, what is the velocity of the object? 0. Velocity of the object 0. Then 10 second. First 10 second, what is the velocity? Is equal to 1 meters per second. So 10 is here, then 1. Then 20 second, what is the velocity? Is equal to 3 meters per second, like this. Then 30 second, what is the velocity? Is equal to 6 meters per second. Here. Then 40 second, what is the velocity? Is equal to 10 meters per second, like this. Here. Okay. Next, to connect the all points. Connect the all points. Look at here. Here this velocity of the object source, actually that is curved path. Do you think that is straight line? That is not a straight line. Okay, is it clear? That is not a straight line because the velocity of the object changes unequal amounts in equal interval of time, due to which in velocity time graph, that motion shows what is that? That is curved path. Actually, this is curved path like this. This curved path. Is it clear? So this curved path shows what is that? The curved path reveals what is that? Okay, the object moves at non-uniform rate, which means non-uniform velocity. That is the reason why there is curved path. Is it clear? Yes. So with the help of this graph, we can find out what is that? We can find out acceleration of the object as well as magnitude of the displacement. Am I right? Yes. So consider any 2 points. Okay, so from this distance velocity time graph, consider any 2 points. Okay, this is point A and this is point B. This is point A and point B. Is it clear? Because I am going to find out the acceleration as well as magnitude of the displacement. Okay, so that is the reason why I have taken 2 points here. First point A and point B. Okay, from the point A, look at here. From the point A, so draw a line which is parallel to the y-axis. This is y-axis. Draw a line from the point A which is parallel to the y-axis. So this line is parallel to the y-axis. Am I right? Yes. Next, from the point A, this is point A. From the point A, draw a line which is parallel to the time axis. Which is time axis. This is time axis, and draw a line which is parallel to the time axis. So this line and this line both are parallel to each other. Am I right? Yes. Look at here, from the point B, this is point B, from the point B, so draw a line which is parallel to the y-axis. This is y-axis, and draw a line like this. So here this line and this line both are parallel to each other. Am I right? Yes. Next, again from the point B, draw a line which is parallel to the time axis. This is time axis and is parallel to the time axis like this. And extend this line backside. Okay, yes. Here, these 2 points cut at a point, which means meet at a point. Consider that point is C. That point is known as C. Is it clear? Yes. Look at here. Here, this velocity time graph, this makes, what is that? Here, the motion of the object makes a slope. Right? The motion of the object makes slope. Actually, this slope is a, what is that? Acceleration of the object. Is it clear? This slope is the acceleration of the object. See, already we know velocity time graph, we can find out acceleration. So this slope in velocity time graph, which is, what is that? Acceleration of the object. Do you think that is possible? Yes, of course that is possible. Because acceleration which is equal to, what is that? Final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time factor, which means time. Final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. Okay, which is final velocity, which is initial velocity. Okay, we have taken velocity along the y-axis. Okay, so that is velocity. Okay, we have taken the velocity along the y-axis. So this is velocity. Here, this is final velocity and this is initial velocity. So V, this is U. So final velocity is 6 meters per second and initial velocity is 3 meters per second. Yes. Then what is the time factor here? So this is time. This is time. So this is larger quantity and this is smaller quantity. So T2 minus T1. So T2 30 seconds and T1 20 seconds. So 30 seconds minus 20 seconds is equal to, obviously, 10 seconds. So time how much? 10 seconds. So in velocity time graph, the slope of the object, that is acceleration of the object. Is it clear? The slope, that is acceleration of the object. So we can write acceleration which is equal to the slope AB, which is because it is equal to velocity here. Both are parallel to each other. So next one, time, this one. Time factor AC. So AC. So acceleration is equal to AB divided by AC, which means this is time, this one. Velocity is equal to velocity. It is equal to velocity and AC, it is equal to time. Because AC and this area, this is DE. This is DE. So AC and DE both are parallel to each other. So if it is 4 cm, that should be 4 cm. If it is 5 cm, that should be 5 cm. Because both are parallel to each other. Is it clear? Yes. So acceleration is equal to AB, okay, that is velocity divided by time, AC. That's all. Is it clear? Yes. So now I'm going to find out the acceleration value. So look at here. It will be a very interesting one. Okay. So acceleration is equal to, what is that? Final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. So A is equal to V minus U divided by T. What is final velocity? Final velocity is 6 meters per second. 6 meters per second. Then initial velocity 3 meters per second. Then time how much? We have 2 time factor to the interval of time. That is 30 seconds minus 20 seconds is equal to 30 seconds minus 20 seconds is equal to 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Is it clear? Yes. Next, substitute these all values in that formula. We can find out the acceleration. Yes. Remind right here. So A is equal to final velocity 6 meters per second minus initial velocity 3 meters per second divided by time taken how much? Time taken 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Which is equal to how? This is equal to how much? 6 meters per second minus 3 meters per second, which is equal to 3 meters per second. 3 meters per second divided by 10 seconds. Is it clear? Yes. 3 divided by 10 is equal to 0.3. This is equal to, so A value how much? 0.3 meters per second square. 0.3 meters per second square. That is the acceleration of the object. Look at here. This is the acceleration of the object. So what is the acceleration of the object? Here, look at here. Come to the conclusion. During the time interval of 20 seconds and 30 seconds, the acceleration of the object is 0.3 meters per second square. How much? 0.3 meters per second square. Okay, during the time interval of 20 seconds and 30 seconds, what is acceleration? Acceleration of the object is 0.3 meters per second. Is there any doubt? No doubt. Okay, so we have found the acceleration. There is another one quantity left. What is that? That is magnitude of the displacement. Am I right? Magnitude of the displacement already we know very well. Here, what is the displacement? Here, what is the displacement? Look at here. So this area enclosed by this distance time graph, that is called, what is that? Magnitude of the displacement. Actually, what area? This area. The area enclosed, I am going to share that. Look at the area enclosed by the area enclosed by the distance time graph, that is equal to magnitude of the displacement. What is that? Magnitude of the displacement. Is it clear? Yes, this one. This area fully. This area fully is equal to magnitude of the displacement. Is there any doubt? Yes, now we are going to find out the area covered by the object, or we can say displacement covered by the object during the interval of 20 seconds and 30 seconds. Is it clear? Yes. I will drop that because I missed this piece. Okay, so next we are going to find out what is that? Magnitude of the displacement. Am I right? Yes. Second one. Magnitude of the displacement. Magnitude of the displacement. Is it clear? Look at here. Here, the displacement covered by the object is equal to the area of triangle and area of rectangle. Am I right? Because the area covered by the object, or we can say the area enclosed by the object, that is called magnitude of the object. Am I right? It's magnitude of the displacement. Am I right? Yes. So here the magnitude of the displacement is equal to area of triangle ABC and area of rectangle ACED. ACED. Is it clear? Yes, very easy. Okay? Yes. So magnitude of the displacement. So the area. See here, area and displacement both are same, don't get confusion. So, displacement or area. Displacement or area, which is equal to, what is that? Here, area of triangle, ABC triangle, area of triangle ABC plus area of this rectangle ACED. Am I right? Area of rectangle ACED. Is it clear? Yes. So area of triangle formula, what is that? Area of triangle formula. Area of triangle is equal to half BH. half BH and area of rectangle L into B. So area of triangle formula you write here half into BH. This is area of triangle. What is area of rectangle? L into B, which means length into breadth. L into B. So this is area of rectangle formula. Okay. Yes. Now you find the R value. What is the area of triangle? Area of triangle is equal to half BH. So this is triangle ABC. This is triangle here, which is base and which is height. Because B into H, which means breadth into height, that is of B into H, that is equal to area of rectangle. Sorry, area of triangle. Alright. Here, area of rectangle are ABC, that is rectangle here, which is base, which is height. AC is a base. Alright. AC is a base and BC is a height. So B breadth is equal to AC. Am I right? AC into height. Height that is equal to BC. BC plus now come to rectangle. So area of triangle completed. Now come to rectangle. This is rectangle. Am I right? So this is rectangle. Here rectangle area of rectangle formula L into B. Here which is length and which is breadth. AD that is length and BE that is breadth. Am I right? So L is equal to what is that? AD into BE. Sorry, DE. DE, is it clear? Yes. Next one half. AC value. Look at here. So this is AC. This is AC. The AC parallel to DE. And this is D and this is C. This is AC parallel to DE. So AD is equal to what is that? 30 seconds minus 20 seconds is equal to 10 seconds. So if D is 10 seconds, what will be AC? AC will be 10 seconds. So AC that is equal to 10 seconds into BC. Which is BC. This is BC. Alright, so this is BC. So this side, which is same as the velocity value. Alright, so already we have two velocity, final velocity minus initial velocity. Alright, so final velocity is 6, initial velocity 3. Look at here, final velocity 6, initial velocity 3. Alright, so BC value is equal to what is that? Change in velocity. Change in velocity is equal to final velocity minus initial velocity. So 6 meters per second minus 3 meters per second is equal to 3 meters per second. Alright, so BC value how much? 3 meters per second. 3 meters per second. Plus AD value. Which is AD value? Which is AD? This is AD. This is AD. Am I right? So this side AD is parallel to the what one? This one. That velocity value. So because we have taken velocity along y-axis, so this AD is parallel to this one, which is equal to this one. So here, so this is final velocity 3, the final velocity 0, 0 velocity. So final 3 minus 0 is equal to 3 meters per second. 3 meters per second. Plus AE value. This is A. So not a AE value, DE value. This is D and this is E. So this is equal to time value. Our time value. So we have two interval of time T2 minus T1. T2 is 30 meters per second and T1 is 20 meters per second. So T2 minus T1, this is equal to 30 minus 20 is equal to 10 meters per second. 10 seconds. Sorry, that 10 seconds. Is it clear? That's all. Look at here. Second cancel. Second cancel. Alright. Then remaining 1 by 2. 10 into 3 meter. What is that? 10 into 3 meters is equal to 30 meter. 30 meter. Plus, that is plus symbol. 3 meter into 10. Look at here. 3 meter into 10 is equal to 30 meter. 30 meter. So, half 30 meter plus 30 meters is equal to 60 meter. 60 meter. So, half into 60 meters is equal to 30 meter. So, 30 meter. Look at the remaining right here. Remaining right. So, displacement how much? Displacement is equal to how much? 30 meter. 30 meter. Or otherwise we can say the area covered. The area covered by the object during the time interval of 20 seconds and 30 seconds is equal to how much? That is equal to 30 meters. It is equal to 30 meters. That's all. Is there any doubt? See, just what is that? Arithmetic calculation. Just multiplication and division and addition and subtraction. That's all. That is a physics numericals. Okay, but to try to understand the concept, that is very, very important. Is it clear? Yes. Look at here. So during the time interval of 20 second and 30 second, during the time interval 20 second, 30 second, the velocity of the acceleration of the object is 0.3 meters per second square. How much? 0.3 meters per second square. Am I right? Yes. So during the time interval of 20 second and 30 second, the displacement covered by the object, how much? Or otherwise we can say the area covered by the object is equal to 30 meters. 30 meters, that's all. So with the help of velocity time graph, we can calculate acceleration of the object as well as displacement covered by the object, or otherwise we can say area covered by the object during particular interval of time. But that's all. Is there any doubt? No? Obviously no doubt. Very easy one. Try to understand the concept, please. I'm telling again and again, because physics is a very complicated subject. Okay, if you memorize anything, you cannot get good mark. Is that clear? Yes, the concept focusing sense is very important here. Okay, try to understand the concept, don't memorize anything. Is it clear? Yes, that's all. So this is the second situation when an object velocity changes at non-uniform rate. When an object velocity changes at non-uniform rate. So whenever, look at here in velocity time graph, whenever the velocity of the object changes at non-uniform rate, here the graph will be, which means the velocity time graph will be curved line. What is that? Curved line, very important. Is it clear? Yes. So in this session getting over, remaining three conditions, look at here. Remaining three conditions we will see later, which means next class. In next class we will see the remaining condition. So what are those conditions we have seen in the first one? Okay, first we will see next classes. Is it clear? It's very simple. Okay? Yes. So in this session getting over. So in this session we have learned so many things. Am I right? Yes. First one, what is that? In this session we have seen velocity time graph. The velocity time graph is used to find out what is that? Velocity time graph is used to find out acceleration of the object as well as displacement covered by the object, or otherwise we can say area covered by the object during particular interval of time. Is it clear? Yes. First one we have seen, so when an object velocity changes at uniform rate. Okay, when an object velocity changes at uniform rate, or otherwise we can say speed changes at uniform rate. So that graph was straight line. Am I right? Straight line. So whenever in velocity time graph the motion of the object is straight line. Motion of the object is straight line. We can say the object is at uniform velocity. What is that? Uniform velocity. Is it clear? Yes, very easy one. Okay. Yes. Next one. Second one. What is that? When an object velocity changes at non-uniform rate. What is that? Non-uniform rate. So in velocity time graph, if the motion line shows curved line, we can say the object is at non-uniform velocity. Non-uniform velocity. Note this point, very important. Okay. Yes. So the area. So in velocity time graph, the slope of the object is, what is that? That is acceleration of the object. In velocity time graph, that slope is, what is that? Acceleration. Whereas in distance time graph, that slope is a speed of the object. But in velocity time graph, the slope is a acceleration of the object. Is it clear? Then the area enclosed by the object, that is called magnitude of the displacement. Is it clear? Yes, that's all. So very easy. Try to understand my concept, what I am telling here. So don't memorize anything. Okay. So next three conditions we will see next class. Okay. Thank you.